This is the baddest ride at Disney. Check this out. Man. This is awesome. All right, on to the braking system for this episode, including installing the hydro booster that we rebuilt a couple episodes ago. Well, at least we replaced some rings and it doesn't leak anymore. So now we're going to install that on the car. I'm going to show you a few more details because the manual's a little vague in that department. And then we'll run some brake lines and get this thing where it'll stop. On to the braking system. Okay, here's the stuff you're going to need. You're going to need this filler plate that goes on the car. I'll show you how that works. This tool that comes with the kit that helps you take the hydro booster apart. The mounting plate comes off so you don't need it because you're going to put this thing on. It also comes with the kit. And then dig into your supplied hardware as normal and find those 3/8 1-inch socketed heads, and then you need the tools to install all that. So there's basically what we need to put the hydro booster on the car. Okay, first thing up, we're going to put this filler plate in here. And you can kind of mess around with it and see that it doesn't go like that, but wait, it actually does. Kind of fits right in there nice and snug. It's a filler plate, and there's a hole in the mounting plate. We got to drill right here. It's there, but it wasn't in the firewall piece. So we'll mount this, drill that hole, be ready to bolt up that hydro booster. Take this bracket off the booster. It's got a little clamp ring here we got to get off first, and use the tool provided in the kit. Boy, that was aggravating. Put this in the vise. I have to get some advice from the vise. That was hard. That was a bit aggravating because it doesn't quite fit in here like it's supposed to. You got to shave off a little bit of aluminum. And then they tell you use the 1-inch, but this is the 1 1/4, and I barely got the threads to catch. Well, I mean, it's all the way through the lock nut, but we got it in. Now we'll start running some brake lines. Brake system is going to take some planning. So I've got, remember I showed you I had the roll control valve that I'm going to be using from Hurst shifters. I brought a kit to help install that, so luckily that help aid with additional stuff I needed from other than what Factory 5 provided. But you see all these fittings and things. So this is the original distribution block from the Mustang donor. This is actually a clip that I got off my Humvee project I did, Project Snake Eyes. You need to check that out on my video. So we're going to strap this. We're going to start plumbing from here, from the bottom of our master cylinder, reusing this line from the Mustang. But we're going to put that distribution block there. I think I'm going to mount the Hurst solenoid here. And so it connects, it intercepts the rear brakes. So we'll connect it here and go back to the rear brakes. And then from here, we'll go back around to the front brakes. Very complicated, but it's pretty much taking me half a Saturday to figure this out. And I just described it to you in 1 minute. So there you go. That's what the distribution block looks like from our strap from Project Snake Eyes, riveted with 3/16 rivets. Now we're ready to plumb it up to the master cylinder and on to the brake lines. Connect the other side of the hydro booster. We will make this look like this. So it'll fit just like that. So we're going to plumb these up now. Go ahead and put some Teflon tape on them and tighten them up. Next, we're going to plumb up the roll control. This little solenoid needs to mount somewhere. They're still tough. You can't just put it on aluminum, so I'm going to put it right here. You won't see it when the car's body's on, but there's a plate right here, so it'll be a good mount. Then we'll be able to come off. So this controls the front brakes when you push the trigger, and so the front brakes hold. You let off the brakes, the rears let go, so you can do a burnout the right way instead of messing up your rear brakes. So they'll come from interrupt the front brakes to come in here and then go back out that way. So we're going to mount and plumb this up. Okay, we got the supply line ran. Got a little tight here next to the hydro booster, so now we're going to run one to the front brakes. Then you go ahead and install this bracket that comes with your kit, and then when Jegs gets me the correct rotors and I can put my front brakes on, the flex hose will connect right here. We'll plumb into the back of it. So we're going to set this and then run the line from here, and then there's a T-block that'll go behind here, and then we'll run over to the right side, brake line to the right side. This is how all this went down. So we went ahead and put the front caliper on. We'll do the right side as well. And then with this bracket mounted, you got some fittings here you're gonna have to do. So reducer into a T, and then this length of pipe worked out perfectly. So I ended up having to go into the side. And so we got that plumbed up, this plumbed up. So that is the solenoid for the roll control installed. And now we'll run the right brakes across and over, attach that bracket, and then we'll run back and hit the rears. There's no easy way to show you how to run this. You just got to figure out yourselves. But you take a 60-inch from here, get your bends around, down around across the tube. It comes up short, so I need a small piece like I had to hook up there. I need like a 12-inch piece instead of this 24-inch because I don't want a bunch of tube bent around here. So we need to get like a 12-inch or 8-inch to get here to the right brakes, and that'll have the front brakes. So we're going to leave that be and go ahead and run to the rear. On the rears, you can see where I'm coming back with the main line. We're going to hit this right side, driver's side first. So we got to modify the flexible line that you get from the donor. So what I've done is you can see this is the one from the other side. That's how it looks. So what you do is we're going to cut it off and bend it, drill us a couple holes, and we're going to rivet it right there, and that way we can come up across this brace, connect with a T, and then we'll go over and across to the other side. So nice clean application. We know that the rear end is at its bottom out now, so it's got plenty of slack to move, and that shouldn't bind. It should work. So we're going to rivet this. Go ahead and modify this one. Instead of here, it's pushing the line way on the inside here. We mount it here, it's just about perfect because you got the banjo adapter, banjo bolt that Factory 5 gives you. Plenty of these. It's a little bit different fitting. So these go in all your flexible connections. That protects it from any kind of damage from the axle. It's nice and tucked away, and it's just about flush here, which will help us with the T and connecting the other lines. So we're going to attach it right there. With those flexible mounts attached to the car, now I was able to run the brake line. So what I decided to do, instead of running the T from this left side, took the supply up and bent, got a little creative here around those roll bars, and ran the T to right there, and then T'd over to the Passenger side came back up through here and across and over back to the driver's side. So now we need to mount all these, obviously tighten everything up, and then that's the way I decided to route it. Now, one little bit of advice, instead of going to the store and buying multiple lengths of tubing, I had this flaring tool left over from when I built the 51 Chevrolet because it had 3/8 stainless steel tubing. That's an expensive tool to get. You can pretty much put this together with smaller pieces. Like you can see up front, I went to Napa today and got this piece. But I'm actually gonna trim this and make it just a little small piece to connect here so we don't have a bunch of tubing running around. With this one connected, that will be the plumbing complete for the brakes. I just need those rotors so I can bleed them and get them working. Got the right side plumbed in here. I actually ended up redoing this one. There's the old one over there because it was kind of bent up and I had an extra one anyway. And I didn't like how it bent around here. It was too far out. So I made this nice little bend here, nice and tight along the frame and up and connected there. So we are completely roughed in. So now we'll go back and attach the pipes, brake line, and then that'll be it. So my rotors came in finally. Jeg sent me the wrong ones. Finally got the right ones in, so I fully mounted the caliper, put the pads in, and now I can fill the system and bleed it so I can tighten all the brakes up. Got everything attached to the car using the 3/16 rivets and the little 1/4 inch clamps. So everything's plumbed, attached all the way to the back. What we're gonna do now is fill it full of fluid and hopefully have no leaks. That's a big hope. We'll see. That's the brake system plumbed. We got filled with brake fluid, got everything bled through. It's got pressure on it, seems to be working okay. I think we got to get everything hooked up with the hydrobooster before we can get everything working fully properly. And now on to the next thing that most people are terrified of, and that's wiring. So we're gonna hit that on the next episode.